school basketball action. Tonight we have the 3-2 Bryan Golden Bears hosting the 3-2 Edgerton Bulldogs from neighbors from Williams County. Coach Pat Bowser brings his Bulldogs in tonight, led by senior Olivia Farnham, averaging 17.5 points on the year. First team all GMC player last year, second team first 2 years as a freshman, sophomore, 4-year starter. Going to pose a big challenge for the Lady Bears tonight, Coach Meister.
Yeah, certainly Olivia Farnham, one of the premier players in the area. A really hard guard too. She can score from the outside. She can post from the inside. She has the ability to get her teammates good shots. When you have a player that everything runs through like Edgerton runs through her, I think you really have three choices. You try to deny them the ball, not let them have an impact. You say, we're going to let them get theirs. If she gets 17, 20, 22, whatever, but nobody else is going to get theirs. Or you're just going to try to play a really solid help side. So my guess is that Coach Grosjean may want to try to deny her the ball, try to prevent her from having a massive impact on the game. But I know we have some personnel adjustments tonight, so we'll see how the Bears are going to attack that. But Olivia Farnham's not the only one. Ava Swank is another young lady who's a 4-year starter, 4-year player. Is varsity lettered, I believe, since she was a freshman in all 3 sports she's played. So as you alluded to, it's just more than a one-person team. They have a couple other key pieces that make them pretty solid.
Well, as the Bryan Athletic Boosters count down to tip-off, we'll be back with more after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
This community is more than a place. It's where we celebrate victories and where we lean on one another in times of loss. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're proud to be rooted here, serving with care and compassion when it matters most. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family-owned, family-focused.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Brian Arnold and Tim Meister back here with you at Bryan High School for tonight's match. Today's game is brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, and Veteran Services of Williams County. Last year in the matchup between Edgerton and Bryan over in Edgerton, the Bulldogs beat the Golden Bears 48-45. That was the first time that Edgerton had won in this contest since December of 2016. Let's take a minute here. We'll look at some of our information on our visitors from Western Williams County to the Edgerton Bulldogs.
For Edgerton, they're coached by Pat Bowser, first-year coach, longtime assistant at Edgerton. As Coach Arnold referred to, they started out the season at 3-2. Edgerton again led by Olivia Farnham and Ava Swank. Also, Elle Hoard has been a major contributor and played some varsity minutes for them last year. They have 5 returning letter winners, and it said we included Olivia Farnham that. She was first team all GMC and I believe first team all District 2. Leading scorers are Farnham at 17.5, Swank at 8, and Elford at 6.4 points per game.
Yeah, no secret that Olivia Farnham has got to be the focus of the Golden Bear defense tonight. So let's go ahead and look at our Bryan Golden Bears. There you can see the Edgerton schedule. The Lady Bears led by Coach Grosjean. Let's talk about the Bears a little bit, Coach Meister.
Coach Grosjean's in his 19th season, 370 and 202 overall, in what is a very storied and successful career at both Montpelier and Bryan. Lady Bears coming off a huge win against the Paulding Lady Panthers, led by seniors Josie Arnold, sophomores Avery Ann Fisher. Again, the Lady Bears have really started to play well. That Paulding game we talked about, and Coach agreed with us after the game, might be a huge springboard for them They got a ton of confidence. And I think I'm going to let you talk about this a little bit, Coach Arnold. They're going to have to make a personnel adjustment tonight because they'll be without one of their stalwarts, Piper Hannah.
Yeah, especially on the defensive end. I know that's probably the biggest issue for Coach Grosjean and his staff. Piper Hannah is out tonight with an illness. She was going to draw the defensive assignment on Olivia Farnham, so that's going to make the Bears a little bit thin. That takes, in a short bench, that takes 5 fouls away that you can use. So we'll see what the Bears do, what kind of adjustment they make. I know Emmy Miller is going to pop in the starting lineup. She's a defensive player, so she'll probably draw that assignment first. We'll see how the coaches adjust to that. You know, this is one I know Coach Grosjean and the Bears want. That was a tough loss over at Edgerton last year, one that I think they've remembered a little bit in the last year, so we'll see how the Lady Bears are able to respond tonight. We're going to take another break here. We'll come back. We'll talk about keys to the game, meet our officials, and we'll talk our starting lineups for tonight. This is the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Here in Williams County, we believe that no veteran should feel forgotten. Our Veteran Service Office is here to serve, helping with VA claims, pensions, healthcare enrollment, and so much more. We're veterans serving veterans with dignity, honor, and respect. Reach out to us today to see how we can help, because the only veteran we can assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
Back at Bryan High School, Bryan Lady Bears, Edgerton Bulldogs getting ready for a non-conference matchup tonight at Bryan High School. So let's talk about keys to the game. Keys to the game tonight brought to you by the Carlin Company, Realty and Auctioneers, your hometown real estate company for over 45 years. They've consistently remained #1 in Williams County and the surrounding area since 2007. Call them for all of your real estate needs. So let's look at keys for Edgerton.
Keys for the Lady Bulldogs. They want to reduce the amount of turnovers they have, maximize their offensive possessions, match Bryan's intensity and pressure, rebound, rebound, rebound. At times, Edgerton's given up some offensive rebounds. Some of the things the Lady Bears have done at times too, but certainly he does not want to give the Bryan Lady Bears second and third chances on the offensive end of the floor.
All right, let's talk about our keys then for the Lady Bears.
For the Bryan, they must make Farnham work for every touch and every basket. Rebound at both ends, attack offensively, and shoot with confidence. We saw that against Paulding the other night. They came out and they shot well early, and the minute those kids saw the ball go through the basket, you could just see our shooters became really, really confident. Hopping up to that first key with Olivia Farnham, with Piper Hannah being out tonight, and you just alluded to Emmy Miller drawing that defensive assignment, I will be anxious to see will we try to face guard Farnham and completely keep the ball out of her hands, or will we just try to, again, defend her real close, and when she catches the ball, go double her, try to make it give it up. There's a lot of different ways you can do things to try to take a player out of a game or to reduce her effectiveness. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how he chooses to go about that tonight.
And I think that'll be a big key to the game for the Bears is how they adjust defensively. Let's meet our game officials for tonight. Game officials are brought to you by the Tri-State Vision Center, serving our area since 1977. Contact us at either our Bryan or Montpelier offices for all of your eye care needs. Officials tonight are Chad Schimmel, David Joseph, and Matthew Kaiser. And I think officiating could be a big part of this, Coach Meister, because both teams are pretty thin. Edgerton, I believe, is 11 girls total on the roster. So they probably don't go real deep into their roster. The Lady Bears, a little bit the same thing, especially now they're down Ava Zimmerman all year due to that knee injury she suffered in soccer. Piper Hannah's been coming on of late. She's out tonight, so who's going to step up? And in a situation like this, coaches love to use the phrase, next man up. So who's the next man up that's going to make plays tonight for the Lady Bears and especially help on that defensive end?
Yeah, and that's a great point. The key to Bryan the other night was they got great production off the bench from Kelsey Thiel, from Emmy Miller, and from Jesse Kidston. Now all of a sudden you're down one, so now you're probably playing your 7, maybe 8 if you want to get into the bench. For Edgerton, they're going to play 6, maybe 7. But I think one of the things that Coach Grosjean may have wanted to do tonight was try to really up the tempo, pressure Edgerton, try to turn them over. Like you said, being down a person, does that readjust what you have to do? And he had all of 8 hours to figure this out.
Yeah, I think I talked to one of the coaches earlier, said there are a lot of texts going back and forth today as they try to scramble around and figure out their adjustment to the game plan tonight. Well, this has been the Bryan Athletic Boosters Countdown to Tip-Off, starting lineups and more coming up on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
From the first whistle to the final buzzer, life is filled with moments that shape us. Moments of victory, of challenge, of community. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're honored to stand by families through every season of life. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
About a minute away from tip-off here at Bryan High School for the Bryan Golden Bears and the Edgerton Bulldogs. Bryan, Arnold, and Tim Meister here with you tonight to bring you the action. And I think we've mentioned it a couple of times. I think one of the things we talked right before going into the break, a lot about defense and what the Bears are going to do personnel-wise. The other thing we mentioned in there from the Golden Bears side of things is that shooting percentage. Pretty low across the board outside of maybe Avery Ann Fisher, who continues to have a hot hand, comes in averaging almost 14. Who else for the Lady Bears can start to see the ball go through the net a little bit? Can they continue what they did the other night with Paulding, get some shots to go early, get some confidence on offense, and then find some girls who can score it?
Yeah, these are kids who have, over the last 2 or 3 years, have shot the ball very well. So I think that ship is going to right itself. But, you know, shooting is such a fickle thing sometimes. You can do everything right, and the ball just doesn't go in. You don't get the right bounce. So I agree with you, Coach Arnold. It would be nice for those girls, especially those who have struggled a bit, to see a bounce go their way, to see a couple shots go in early. And you know, as a shooter, if nothing else, get yourself to the free throw line, make a couple free throws, and get a rhythm about your shooting.
All right, we'll take it down to Aaron Hughes, the PA address announcer here at Bryan High School.
Ladies and gentlemen, America is the land of the free and home of the brave, and that freedom has been afforded to us by the dedication and sacrifice of brave servicemen and women currently deployed throughout our communities and around the world, and many others who have come before us. To thank these extraordinary men and women and to honor our nation, would you please rise in the playing of our national anthem by the Bryan Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Jason Luthi.
Brought to you tonight by the Bryan Pep Band and sponsored by the Veteran Services of Williams County.
And have it approved their important role in tonight's games. Our officials are Mr. Chad Schimmel, Mr. David Joseph, and Mr. Matthew Kaiser. Gentlemen, welcome to Bryan. In order to make today's contest as enjoyable as possible, please represent your school community in a positive and respectful manner. That means follow the rules, speak and act responsibly, and show courtesy and respect for your fellow fans, the officials, the coaches, the administration, authority figures, and of course your team and their opponents. Let's make today's contest great. Remember to respect the game, and thank you. Now to meet the teams that are playing first for the guests on the scoreboard, the Edgerton Bulldogs.
Tonight's starting line is sponsored by Bryan Ford. Bryan Ford Lincoln, located on 920 West Main Street, where good values mean a great deal.
At forward, number 4, Caitlin Burke. At guard, number 5, Jade Saul. At forward, number 21, Olivia Farnham. And at guard, number 22, Ava Swank. First coaching Kathy Rogers, assistant Give it up, Bryan, for your Golden Bears. And a guard, a 5'4" junior, number 4, Meister. And a forward, a 5'6" junior, number 5, Miller. And a guard, a 5'7" sophomore, number 14, Meister. And a forward, a 5'11" junior, number 21, and a forward, a 5'8" senior, number 22, Arnold. Varsity coaches Todd Grossy, assisted by Colin Walker, Eric Rupert, JV coach Lincoln Valderez, and Caleb Arnold. Well, ladies, let's play ball.
And there you have the Bryan Ford Lincoln starting lineups, ready to throw the basketball up and get ready to play here at Bryan High School.
Chet's taking the ball out. As long as Chet says there's enough air in it, we're going to be good to go.
Chester has given it his stamp of approval.
Onward and upward.
We are ready to go. Farnham and Thiel in the circle. Bears in a defensive tip. Standard most nights for them, but definitely tonight with the height advantage that Farnham has, and Edgerton will control the tip. Ford with the ball on the left side. Gives to Burke. Burker on top. And then we see right away Emmy Miller on Olivia Farnham. Skip pass to Heward. Takes baseline left side. Off glass. First bucket of the night goes to Ellie Heward. Edgerton with an early 2-0 lead on the main stop scoreboard. Avery Ann Fisher drives left side. Leaves her layup short. Rebounded by Swank. Pushes ahead but tipped away by Maya Langham. Turnover. Golden Bear possession. Fisher's got the ball now. The Bears came out in man-to-man. Heward with a nice drive on the side, down that left side to score. Edgerton also in man-to-man. Fisher picked the dribble up, swings it up to Langham. Kelsey Thiel got caught there. Wanted to feed it to Arnold, but I don't know that she liked the matchup she saw behind her. Langham's drive and kick left corner to Miller. She doesn't hit anything. Wrestling for the ball on the baseline. Avery Ann Fisher was able to take it out of the hands of, it looked like Jade Saul, and it goes out of bounds off of Edgerton, so the Bears will have it on the baseline. Minute 6 into the first quarter, 2-0 lead for Edgerton here early. Ball inbounded to Langham. She tries the left side. Ball gets blocked by Edgerton and gathered out by the Bulldogs as they push across the timeline. Swank's got it left side back to Heward. And now we got Farnham up top, and they're going to call a bump by Miller up top.
Yeah, Bryan is face guarding Farnham the entire way. As you said, that's going to be Emmy Miller's job tonight. A couple of things, when you face guard like that, you're basically playing 4-on-4 help side. And so Heward got that drive right away. Second, that foul was called by Dave Joseph, who's a veteran official. I thought it was a little bit of a touch foul early on. We'll see if he backs off of that, because that's going to be a foul. It's going to be a very long night for everybody.
Right, and that's the way it's going to be for everyone. And there's a lot of contact. Farnham goes through, lays it up off the glass. 4-0 now for Edgerton early. Bears looking for their first bucket of the night as Langham gets it across the timeline to Arnold on the right wing, works against Farnham. Fisher, open look for three. Long off back iron, rebound to the Bulldogs. Heward working against Langham to get it up the floor. Good screen action there for Edgerton. A couple of them to get Farnham loose. She kicks to Swank. Left side. Two Edgerton players alone on the backside for the rebound. Farnham's three, top of the key, no good. Another offensive rebound for Edgerton. Saul couldn't find the bottom. Bears got lucky, got away with a couple offensive boards there. Fisher had it. Thiel gives to Arnold, works left side. Three is up and long, no good. Avery Ann Fisher saved it. I don't think she knew where she was on the floor. I think she could have just gathered that and gotten control. Slow start for the Bears, down 4-0 on the main stop scoreboard. little scramble there as Miller was on the floor for the Bears, and there's another baseline move. Another easy bucket. 3 layups, 3 buckets for Edgerton. 6-0. 5:08 left on the clock. Coach Grosjean wants a full timeout. We'll take one with him here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
From the first whistle to the final buzzer, life is filled with moments that shape us. Moments of victory, of challenge, of community. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're honored to stand by families through every season of life. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
Just a 30-second time out there for Coach Grosjean. So, Coach Meister, what do you have here early, about 3 minutes into the ball game?
You alluded to it. All 3 of Edgerton's baskets have been layups. One of them off an offensive rebound. So it's again one of the things they have to make a little bit of adjustment if you're going to face guard a player. But the offensive rebounding piece of it, that has nothing to do with how you're defending. That's just a matter of the Bryan Lady Bears having to get up and execute on the defensive end and finish off a defensive possession. Offensively, we've gotten good shots. We just have to see the ball go through the basket.
Yeah, and it seems the Bears have settled a little bit for some jump shots, 3 threes, none of them really close. Fisher's penetration, we're going to have a whistle. We're going to get a foul called. Foul on Saul from Edgerton. That's going to be Fisher on the free throw line for 2.
Looks like we have an injured player, Ava Swank. Either going to have to come out. She got maybe.
Looks like Addie Bowers is going to come in for her. Miley Vollmer has checked in for the Lady Bears as well. She's in the lineup for Emmy Miller. Free throws is always brought to you by Welling Construction, third generation family owned general contractor for quality custom homes, renovation projects, and commercial work. Contact us at 419-636-3712. Fisher's first free throw is good, and Bryan is on the board 3 minutes and 15 seconds into the contest. Fisher will get her second chance at a free throw. Shooting, she is toward the line 88% from the free throw line. It was out of her hand before I said it. That one can't be blamed on me.
It can be, and we are going to blame that on you.
6-1 lead for Edgerton. Molly Vollmer defensively got a piece of that. Swank's going to try the middle against Arnold. Throws up a runner off glass. A little bit wild. Couldn't get it to go. Ball up quickly to Fisher. She looks again to attack. Arnold's going to get a look at 3 again. This one's Josie Arnold gets a 3 to go from the left side key. Cuts that lead to 6-4 for Edgerton as the Bears get into their pressure. A chance to trap. Ball gets stuck on the corner. Swank with a 3, and that'll go. So Swank answers the 3. 9-4. Back to a 5-point lead for Edgerton. Ball quickly to Fisher. Back to Arnold, and the Bears will get into their offense. Molly Vollmer's going to try the left side. That's short off iron. Avery and Fisher finds the board, and that ball gets swatted out by Farnham. Langham finds Arnold long again. Another offensive board for Avery and Fisher. Putback's good. Good activity by Avery and Fisher, that offensive possession. And the Bears get beat down the floor. Layup doesn't go. It looked like a couple of Bears ran into each other at half court, worried about who had the ball versus being worried about who gets back in transition.
Yeah, Bears got beat back on transition. They just simply cannot give Edgerton easy baskets like that. Fortunately, Edgerton wasn't able to convert. They will have the ball out of bounds.
Jesse Kiston will check in for Amaya Langham. 3:28 left here, opening quarter. Edgerton with a 3.96 lead. Fisher now on Farnham. Farnham works off the screen. A little bit of a floater, nice free throw line jumper there from Olivia Farnham. We wanted a little contact too. She's got 4, 11-6 Edgerton. They said you see one way they're dealing with that with the face guarding is a lot of ball screens for Farnham. They've seen this before.
Yep, this isn't the first time anyone's tried to face guard her or even played boxing one. I think she's probably seen every gimmicky defense possible.
I gotta imagine. Arnold gets stuck in the paint, finds Steele and gets out. Molly Vollmer works off of a ball screen. Arnold's going to try the left side. A little bit of a wild layup, doesn't go. Josie Kidston Able to take down an offensive rebound. Ball gets poked away. I think we're going to get the call overturned. I think Edgerton knocked that out of her hands. Baseline official was shielded away from that. He couldn't see that happen where he was standing. Maybe that was a right call. It got poked out of her hands. That's why you have 3 guys. Eventually you hope you get more right than wrong. Arnold inbound for the Bears, finds Fisher. Left side, Arnold free throw line jumper, long again. Ball's going to stay down here, out of bounds, off of Edgerton.
He saw you.
Although the Bears have not shot it well, that is their 6th offensive rebound tonight. They've given themselves a lot of second chance opportunities.
That is a positive right now for the Bears. They continue to be less than torrid from the field shooting, but they are active on the offensive glass. Maya Langham gets a look at 3, and nothing but that for Maya Langham. Big hit there for the Bears. Edgerton looks to push again against this pressure. So Edgerton not very concerned about lack of depth and tempo. They've been pretty aggressive, pushing the ball up the floor. I get a late whistle on that, but I think it's the right call, just a little bit late. We're going to get 2 free throws here. So we got Kaylin Burke at the line. Junior goes to the line, shooting 71% on the early season. Edgerton with an 11-9 lead, 2:20 left in the first period clock. Our first free throw is up and true. We got Emmy Miller checking back in the game for Avery and Fisher. Give her a quick break. That's going to be a tough assignment for your leading scorer to have to be the face guarder. That's a tough spot for Coach Groshi to be in, and he knows that. Second free throw is long. Rebound goes to Arnold, and she'll bring the ball up the floor for the Lady Bears. Lady Bears trail by 3, 12-9. Holly Ballmer finds Emmy Miller. Emmy Miller finds Josie Arnold, who decides to attack. Jessie Kidston is going to work it around. Back down to Vollmer in the corner. I think I know what Miley's thinking there, but that's a tough entry pass on a curl into the middle of the paint from the corner. Right idea, just tough to execute on that right there. Turnover for the Bears.
Yeah, a little late too. If she would have caught the ball, she'd have been in no man's land. So like you said, just a tough pass on that situation. Would have liked to maybe see her let that cutter clear out and then just swing the ball around and make that defense shift and maybe get something on the weak side.
Bears in there, man-to-man run and jump. Edgerton gets it up the floor. Tough pass there, a little too much on that one. A little hot sauce on that from Swank down to Farnham, not able to hang on, ball goes out of bounds. Bears down 3, minute 38 here in the first quarter.
Edgerton switching to a 2-3 zone. Looks like it's a straight 2-3. I don't think they're trying to match up out of it.
Langham works. Nice bounce pass to Vollmer, finds Arnold. Her three-pointer is good. That's good ball movement. That's good feet. It's set on your shot. Good offense. And this ball game's tied at 12 now. As the Lady Bears try to get back into their pressure and run and jump. And now Edgerton's got it settled down in the half court with a minute left. Farnham worked hard to get to that ball and knocks down the 8-footer over Arnold, coming to help. She has 6, 14, 12. Bears lead under a minute here in the first quarter. Arnold hands off to Miller, gets the left elbow, finds Vollmer at the top. Vollmer, that was a great decision, can't get that runner to go. Great job by Miley Vollmer, exactly what she needs to do. She's got a great first step, just couldn't get that one to go. Edgerton's got it out, 30 seconds.
Yeah, a really good shot by Miley. Nice recognition that she had to step on the defense, took it to the basket, just couldn't finish it off.
It looked like a carry there by Heward. You know, Coach Groshing was asking for 3 seconds early in the possession, and we're going to get a reach and a foul there on Langham, I think. Yeah, that's going to be a Maya Langham second. Foul trouble is not something the Bears can afford tonight, so I think we're going to see Fisher back for her. Thiel's at the scorer's table. Had a couple of breaks here for some Bears as Farnham's free throws up and good. I didn't see the number of free throws she shot, but she has not missed yet this year. She's 100% from the line. Comes in averaging 17 and a half.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
I think that's good.
Pretty good.
I was never great at math, but it sounds good. Second free throw from the Welling Construction free throw line for Olivia Farnham's up and good. Stretches a lead to 4 now for Edgerton. 14 seconds left. 16-12 Edgerton lead. Arnold works to Fisher. Slips off a screen. Fisher spin dribble in the paint. She got hammered. That's a nice spin move right there to force a foul in the paint by Avery and Fisher.
Coach Grostein went a little 1-4 though there. Assume he felt the mismatch with Avery and out front was his best option. That's a nice thing with Bryan is really you have 3 kids or 4 kids on that floor most times where you want to go 1-4 low. You can put any of them out top. Avery Ann with a nice job of drawing contact.
Fisher's first free throw is no good. Should have never mentioned her shooting from the free throw line. 16-12, 2.5 on the clock. Chance here for Avery Ann to cut into this lead, cut it down to 3. Second free throw for Fisher. And that one's true. Fisher now with 3 points. Beamed by Farnham, gave a good look at it just to the left of the rim, but no good. So at the end of 1 quarter, Edgerton with a 16-13 lead on the Lady Bears in Bryan. We'll be back right after this break on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Fallen on hard times? At the Williams County Veteran Service Office, we're here when life gets tough. We provide emergency financial assistance for housing, food, and utilities, plus transportation to VA medical appointments. Whether you need help today or just someone who understands, we're ready to serve. Please reach out to see what we can do for you, because the only veteran we can't assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Trust is built when we know someone has our back, on the field, in the stands, and in life. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're more than a service provider. We're neighbors and friends. For generations, families have trusted us to care for their loved ones with compassion and dignity.
Second quarter action ready to start here. It's going to be Bryan basketball to start. Coach Meister, what do you think about that first quarter?
Well, Edgerton had done a really nice job of recognizing when there was no help and getting the ball to the basket. I thought they did a nice job of moving Olivia Farnham around. They got her ball into the post. They got it to her on the outside. The Lady Bears, they got good looks, just had some shots not go in. I saw all in all, I think both teams probably aren't too displeased how they played. See if they can shore some things up in the second quarter.
Fisher off a set play, nice set play. ISO Fisher at the top of the key, put Arnold in the corner and forced Farnham to help. She went and helped, but Fisher finished anyway. And cuts that lead to 1 now for Edgerton at 16-15.
You know, Avery Ann is so good when she uses her drives like that to set up her three-point shot instead of the other way around. So I'd like to see her getting to the basket, getting to the foul line early, because eventually those Edgerton kids may step back and that'll let her get her feet set for threes.
Bree Richmond has checked in for the Bears, JV player. She's now in charge of defending Farnham. Bears force a 5-second call there on the out of bounds, get the turnover, but Richmond's now in. She got that foul, 1 foul on her and 1 in the quarter. 7.5 left here in the half on the main stop scoreboard.
Yeah, that's a nice job of scouting right there, because the Bears called out their out of bounds set and defended every single cut. So really good job by the coaching staff of preparing the kids for that out of bounds play.
That ball tipped away defensively by Swank, chasing Richmond, who made a cut to the low block. Bears will have it out of bounds underneath. Somebody's going to have to trigger it. Avery and Fisher's got it. Finds Arnold in front of the Edgerton bench. That shot is good. Nice threes now for Josie Arnold early.
I said this the other night, I'm going to say it again. Josie Arnold, when she gets her feet set and she squares up, she is deadly from the outside. And she's a kid that I think if other kids are watching, whenever she's in an offensive position and she reads it, she's open, she's always ready to catch and shoot. She doesn't have to gather herself. She doesn't have to. She's just very well prepared to shoot. That's a key to her.
Edgerton gets the ball in, runs a nice elevator screen for Farnham working against Richmond. Spins out, Swank, finds Swank left side. Swank with another 3, and that's something that Coach Grostein is not going to be happy with, just simply because you forced the ball out of the scorer's hands and they made you pay on the backside. Great drive. There's Miley Bowman. That's what she can do right at the shot blocker. That time she got it to go off glass. Bears have a 2019 lead. Working hard in the half court here. Josie Arnold on Ava Swank. Help defense comes from, it looks like Kelsey Thiel, who ties up Swank. Just about picked her pocket. Bears had it at the quarter.
Going back to that previous Edgerton possession, that's what makes Olivia Farnham really hard to guard, because she got to the middle of the paint and drew help and then found the open player. Exactly. So Bryan's got to be careful of who they help off of to help on any type of Olivia's drives.
There's Farnham. 3 back iron, no good. Ball chased down by Arnold. Tied up. Looks like she got tied up there with Burke, but that's another held ball, so that's going to go to the Lady Bears. Lady Bears get a stop. 1 point lead. Arnold brings it across the timeline to Fisher. Fisher attacks, finds Arnold left side. 3 is good again. And Josie Arnold stays hot here early for the Lady Bears. Bears lead now at 4, and they've got the trap that they want at half court. Kelsey Thiel gets her hands on it. Bree Richmond knocks it away off of Josie Arnold's foot. Farnham picks it up, and a tough luck hoop there for the Bears. Farnham, nice job with her eyes up, finds her teammate. Aiden King was checked in, her first bucket of the night. Bears lead 23-21, 5.5 left here in the half. Bears working around the perimeter. Nice job of backdoor cut there from Fisher through contact. Avery Ann Fisher finishes through the defender and off glass. Nice job by Jesse Kidston, hustles back, cuts that pass off, turned the Bulldogs over. Bears with a 4-point lead and looking for more right now. Oh, Kidston just got her feet ahead of her head there a little bit. Turnover for the Bears, but nice job on the other end by Jesse Kidston, rotating back on the press and stealing that pass.
Yeah, excellent backside rotation. We have a timeout on Edgerton here, Coach.
We'll see what we're going to do right here. Going full timeout with Edgerton. We're going to take one with them. Bears 25-21, about halfway through the quarter.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
This community is more than a place. It's where we celebrate victories and where we lean on one another in times of loss. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're proud to be rooted here, serving with care and compassion when it matters most. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
Back at Bryan High School, timeouts tonight brought to you by SNS Directional Boring. When it comes to your home or farm, make the smart play. From new water and sewer lines to field drainage, SNS Boring keeps things flowing underground so you can take your time out in peace. SNS does it right the first time. Call 419-630-0729 today. Edgerton will inbound, work the length of the court here against Bryan pressure. Ava Swank gets bumped at half court by her opposite number 22, Josie Arnold. It'll be her first foul. Third of the quarter for the Lady Bears, I believe.
Yeah, and again, you said it with a little bit of a more shallow bench. You'd like to maybe see Josie back off a little bit there. Again, fouled her 45, 50 feet from the basket. Can't fault the effort, though. I understand exactly what she was trying to do.
I'm glad someone does. Edgerton's in the half court. Farnham works off a screen. Nice job finding the roller there. Burke just trying to step through all kinds of contact. And the official's going to say that shot was deflected out of bounds by Miley Vollmer.
I didn't know that was a shot. It was more ball got
I think
knocked
she
out
might
of
have been
her
trying to
hands.
find the player backside, too. There was a player open on the opposite block. Farnham inbounds, working hard. I'm not sure that's either the defender shoving the offensive player who's trying to screen or the screener moving on the screen, but it can't be nothing. As Farnham attacks the basket, gets fouled by Miley Vollmer. That'll be her first. Now it's 3 team fouls. I looked up at the board too soon and thought we were going up to 3. Farnham's free throw is good.
And as a coach, if they're not going to call that, I'm okay with that, but don't call it on the other end.
Right.
Or
don't
let
nickel dime stuff on the outside,
right,
like what we talked about earlier. Don't
let it happen 3 times in a row, then call it the 4th time, because those kids have to adjust.
Farnham makes both free throws. Lead is 2 now for the Lady Bears, 25-23, 4.5 left here in the half. Arnold gets it up to Miller. Miller tries to go right side baseline, gets stuck and travels. Just nowhere to go down there. It's a tough spot below the block, really below the line behind the backboard, just nowhere to go. Fisher's going to check in for Bree Richmond, who really did a nice job of working hard to defend Farnham while she was on the floor.
That's a tough ask of anybody.
Oh, looked like that could have been a travel there for Edgerton. Miley Vollmer blocks the shot. Arnold got it back to her. Miller finds Arnold's shot fake on the baseline. She hits it hard by Farnham. So she's going to go to the free throw line. And that'll be just the first on Olivia Farnham. And Coach Bowser would like to see maybe a little contact called at the other end.
He's going to have a little conversation with veteran official Dave Joseph. And for those of you who stream YouTube or Fubo, Dave is often on there as a commercial because he owns a flooring company in Toledo.
How about that? You know what? I could use some flooring, so let's just be nice to him tonight.
I heard he has some excellent laminate.
You should have given me some things to advertise. I had to talk about him all night long. Josie Arnold's second free throw from the Welly Construction free throw line is good. She knocks down both. Bears lead is 4 again. 27-23 with 4:05 left in the half. Swank picks it up across half court, defended by Avery and Fisher. Then Josie Arnold mugs Al Hewart, who takes it right back. Attacks in the paint at Miley Vollmer, and I think we're going to get another shooting foul. The Bears exchange turnovers out at half court with Edgerton, and then Miley picks up a tough foul underneath.
I'm going to be very curious what the officials are going to talk about, the adjustments they're going to make, because the last 3 possessions on both ends of the floor, there has been an immense amount of contact. I mean, on both sides. I'm not going one way or the other. But at some point when you have a team trying to face guard a player, another team on the end of the floor trying to be physical, you got to kind of keep things under control because kids will just continue to take it out as far as you let them.
And you've got a couple of really aggressive man-to-man teams here. They're going to, the more you let them do, the more they're going to do. And
Absolutely.
Edgerton continues to stay hot from the line. Heward knocks down both of hers, cuts the Bears' lead to 2. Fisher's got it. She attacks at the rim. I'm going to call that a clean block on the baseline by Heward, who pushes out. Gets all the way to the rim, high off glass, can't get it to go. Ball taken away by Burke. And she got tied up a couple of times, and then we're going to get a jump ball call. I don't know if the last of the 3 contacts was a jump ball, but the first 2 were. So if you call one of the first 2, then you kind of keep everybody settled down.
Correct.
And it seemed like it was the official from about the farthest away with the toughest angle. Burke picks her dribble up outside, gets it to Heward, tries to enter into Farnham, kicked out of bounds by Avery and Fisher. Ghost of soccer passed there by the midfielder Avery and Fisher. Swank inbounds to Richmond, to Farnham, who's coming back in against Bree Richmond. She gets fouled, ball rattles in and out, but Farnham's going to go to the line again. And that's tough for the Bears when you're sending a 100% free throw shooter to the line, and they're doing a pretty decent job defending her.
They are, and it's a tough ask for Bree Richmond to defend that because she can take her down to the post. When she gets her outside like that, she can get her to the middle of the paint. Again, a great effort by Bree, but it's just tough because Olivia Farnham's a quality player, and she understands exactly how to get herself in these situations.
Farnham's free throw from the Welling Construction free throw line is good. Chance to tie this ball game up here. Farnham with 11. I'd say most of her damage getting done at the charity stripe right now. Second free throw rattles in and out. Eventually you're going to get tired if you go there enough, and she had one come out on her. Jesse Kidston is going to try the 3. Shot didn't look bad, short off iron. Great hustle by Kelsey Thiel. Josie Arnold's going to try a 3, top of the key. Goes way right off iron, and it's going to go out of bounds to Edgerton. That time, you could see feet not set.
Yep.
A little bit of a force there. Bears going to drop back now into some half court. Last 3 minutes of the half. They've got 5 fouls, so every time Edgerton gets fouled, they'll go to the line from here on out in the half. Pass is deflected. Heward comes up with it. Swank attacks. Baseline, reverse layup, no good. Pulled down by Arnold. Arnold finds the handle. Pushes the ball across. Bree Richmond with an open look for 3. Another good look, but can't find the bottom of the net. Off back iron, rebound to Farnham. 27-26, 2.5 left here in the half. Farnham working against Richmond. Avery and Fisher ran under. Swank's going to try again, and Swank has not missed from outside, and that's not something that Coach Groshing probably accounted for, is having the other scorer from Edgerton be perfect from the three-point line.
And that's, again, that's a recognition piece they're going to have to adjust at halftime is if you're defending Ava Swank, you just cannot help off. You just cannot do it.
Nope, it's been she's had a good half here for Edgerton. Richmond with a nice offensive move. Got the ball in the paint. Back iron, front iron came out and then tipped out of bounds. Kelsey Thiel trying to hustle down another offensive rebound. So Edgerton with a 2-point lead and the ball. Under 2 minutes left here. Heward works against Fisher. And we're going to get a foul called on the floor. Heward's going to go to the free throw line on Fisher. Just her first. But Edgerton in the bonus. Edgerton was a little confused about who was going to the line, but I thought they called it on the ball handler. So El Heward will go to the line. Comes in averaging 6.5 on the year. And the first one crawls in. That gives her 5, gets the Edgerton lead to 3.
This will be Edgerton's 12th free throw attempt of the half. The old coach is saying is you can't guard them at the foul line.
No, and they've made, I think, probably only missed 2, maybe 3 as Heward misses that last one.
That makes them 9 for 12.
Bears run the offense. Arnold has it top of the key, working against Farnham. Ball gets poked away. Arnold hustles to gather it. Finds Kelsey Thiel. He'll attack, go to the basket. Can't get her shot to drop. The Bears have gotten a couple looks here, point blank. Not able to capitalize. So trying to defend, keep this game close here before we get to the half. Edgerton with a 3-point lead. Farnham with it at the 10-foot line for the volleyball. Nice job out there again by Bree Richmond and Avery and Fisher. Heward brings it inside, gets stopped, and throws it off of Burke's foot. 1:08 left here in the half. Bears force another turnover. Chance to get a little bit closer, cut into the lead, or get it tied if they can knock down a 3. We get Amaya Langham and her 2 fouls. We'll check back in. She needs to be careful here in the last 60 seconds or so.
Yeah, I would fully expect an offensive-defensive sub situation here if we get a dead ball.
Arnold brings it up and across.
There's your ISO for Fisher.
Good step, good right step. Boy, got the shot that she wanted. Didn't draw iron on the layup. Ball almost thrown away in the backcourt. Heward hustled it down for Edgerton. Gets around Fisher at half court. And Coach Bowser would have liked a little push there. Turnaround jump shot. Farnham has been really good going back to her left shoulder on that turnaround. Impressive. Richmond working against Farnham. And they're going to call a foul on Avery Ann Fisher.
Yeah, Avery Ann was in great position. She just reached there, just needed to keep her hands out, and I think they would have been absolutely fine.
His second foul on Fisher, so now Fisher and Langham both with 2. 20 seconds left. They both need to be smart here. Don't pick up a third. We're going to need, Bears will need to be at full strength in the second half. Farnham's free throw is good. Gets the Edgerton lead to 4. 12 for Farnham. Second free throw, though, in the Welling Construction free throw line is good. 5-point lead for Edgerton. Bears need a bucket here. They've been quiet for a while, need to find a way to cut into this lead before the half. Langham gets the ball to the rack. That'll do. Now the Bears need to stop and no fouls. 10 seconds left. We know where the ball's going to be. Unless you're guarding. Then Josie Arnold picks Farnham's pocket. She goes to the basket. Gets it, can't get it to go, but she was fouled. They're going to call a foul on Olivia Farnham. That'll be her second at the horn, and Josie Arnold will go to the free throw line with no time on the clock, with a chance to make a couple of free throws before we go to the locker rooms.
That's huge on a couple of counts. One is Bears have a chance to cut this down to 1 at halftime. 2, that gives Olivia Farnham, I believe, 2 fouls. You know, it would have been nice for her on the Edgerton side to go into the second half with only 1 foul. Now she has 2. So again, nice play by Josie.
First free throw is back iron, no good. Arnold will get 1 more here. Chance to get the Bears within 2 going in here at halftime. Second free throw is short and crawls its way in. Good little English right there.
Had it all the way.
So that bucket goes. That'll give Arnold 15 at the half, Farnham 13 at the half. Swank helping out with 10 for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs up 4 at the half, 33-29. Fouls, a little bit of a story. Langham with 2, Fisher with 2 for the Bears. Farnham picked up her second. Bears have worked hard defensively, being shorthanded without their main defender, Piper Hanna, who was going to draw the Farnham assignment tonight. So, doing a pretty good job on the defensive end. The Ava Swank points have been something that Coach Groschine probably didn't really want to see. Not that he'd ever want to see any opponent's points, but that's been a really nice difference for Coach Bowser and the Bulldogs so far. Her 3 for 3 from 3 and another bucket to go with it. So we are about a minute or so into halftime. We're going to take a break here, come back, talk about some stats, look for some out-of-town scores, and talk a little bit about some second-half adjustments. You're listening to the Golden Bears Sports Network with Brian Arnold and Tim Meister. Edgerton with a 3-point lead at the half.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
If you served, you may qualify for VA healthcare, even if you were denied before. New rules recognize burn pit and toxic exposure claims. We can help you apply, understand benefits, and access the care you've earned. Let us help protect your health. Today and for the future, contact us to see how we can help. Williams County Veterans Service Office. Veterans serving veterans.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
All right, you're back at Bryan High School. It's halftime here. Edgerton either with a 32-30 lead or 132-30. We're having a little trouble with the scoreboard right now. I assume it's 32-30. Coach Meister's been working frantically with his stat guru to come up with some numbers for us. So what do we have right now at the half, Tim?
Let's start with team stats. For Edgerton, they were an outstanding 6 for 14 from the 2 and 3 for 6 from the three-point line. Maybe the difference in the game right now is they were 11 for 14 from the free throw line. Again, having the ability to get themselves to it. 11 defensive rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, turned the ball over 7 times. For the Bryan Lady Bears, they were 4 for 15 from the 2, 5 for 13 from the 3, 5 for 8 from the free throw line, 7 offensive rebounds, 6 defensive rebounds, and 4 turnovers. As far as individual scoring, for Edgerton, Aiden King with 2, Kaylin Burke with 3, Elle Hurd with 5. In the big 2 who we talked about prior to the game, Ava Swank with 9, Olivia Farnham with 13, giving them 22 of their 32 points so far. For the Lady Bears, Miley Vollmer chipped in with 2, Amaya Langham with 6, Avery Ann Fisher with 6, and Josie Arnold with an outstanding first half with 15, which takes us to our 32-30 halftime score.
Had a good first half, really. Fouls a little bit of a story right there, but I think it wasn't because of a whistle or anything with like good or bad officiating. The Bears and Edgerton both playing aggressive man-to-man defense, and the Bears trying to work really hard to make life hard on Farnham. She's just such a talented player. She's long. She can get her shot off against contact. She, like you said early, she's seen every defense. Edgerton's seen every defense. So, when you try to face guard or you try to deny, she's got a counter move to all of those things, and that makes things a lot easier for her as she's looking to get her shot.
She has a really good feel, too, of when to take the shot on the inside when she draws help, and also when to dish it, because I believe, too, maybe all 3 of Swank's 3-pointers have come off of us helping off on Farnham, and then Olivia kicking out to Ava Swank for a 3. That's an adjustment Coach Droshi is going to have to make. You simply just cannot help off of her. The other thing is, I think at times we've gotten lost. We've tried to face guard Farnham. So there's other ways to do it. So maybe we won't face guard her. Maybe we'll just help more on her. Be interesting to see what kind of adjustment that he makes on that defensive end.
It feels a little bit too like in the first half. The bread and butter for the Golden Bears for so many years with Coach Groshey now has been a full court man-to-man, try to get them to a corner, run and jump on either side of half court, and then everybody rotates, try to take that next pass away. Edgerton's been a little too quick for that. And the Bears are probably not as quick missing Piper Hanna. You definitely were hurt. You knew back in October you were going to be hurt in that defense when you lost Ava Zimmerman. She was the spark plug for that entire thing. You watched all summer. She did all of the things to kind of make that go, and then everybody else could rotate out of it. But the Bears have been okay. But tonight's probably the first time since early scrimmages as they were trying to get their feet back underneath themselves, where they've gotten beat a lot down the floor. So I'd imagine that's a big part of the conversation at the half too.
Yeah, and you almost wonder, you pointed out that Edgerton was almost pushing the pace early on. You almost wonder if they're doing that to try to not let Bryan set up into that run and jump, to try not to get the trap, to try to advance the ball across half court before they get a chance to do that. So a little chess match going on here between the two coaches.
All right, we're going to take another break. We'll come back, talk about maybe some out-of-town scores and keys here in the second half for both teams on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
From the first whistle to the final buzzer, life is filled with moments that shape us. Moments of victory, of challenge, of community. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're honored to stand by families through every season of life. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
Allie Held Herman is a 2004 Bryan graduate and former Lady Bear basketball player. Allie tragically passed away in 2021, but she saved the lives of many others through organ donation. Allie's family encourages you to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor.
Our mom gave the gift of life. She is a hero. We love you, Mom.
Back at halftime at Bryan High School, where the Edgerton Bulldogs lead the Bryan Lady Bears 32-30. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan's Park and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, and Veteran Services of Williams County. So, Coach Meister, we did a little bit of dancing around it there before we went to the break. What do you see coming out of the half right now? Let's talk Lady Bears since they're on the floor getting some shots up.
Yeah, for Lady Bears, I think the big adjustment you want to make is you don't want to send Edgerton to the free throw line as much. So he has to talk to them a ton about limiting offensive rebounds, but also limiting some of those reach fouls, those fouls that maybe they don't need to commit, some silly fouls maybe. Even at times the fouls that are really aggressive fouls, just be aware of what your situation is. Try not to let Edgerton get those looks. The other piece of that is how they adjust their defense. Will he continue to try to face guard Olivia Farnham? Will he try to maybe double her more, maybe mix some things up? Again, she's such a multifaceted player that you think you take away one thing and then she does two other things really well to get other people involved. So as a coach, it's one of those things where you just kind of got to get a feel for the game and decide how you want to attack it.
All right, well, we got a couple of out-of-town scores here. Not much action going on high school-wise tonight. We've got a final in girls basketball. Ayersville defeated the Tenora Rams 50-20, and we got a halftime score. Hicksville leads Hilltop 21-18. Out-of-town scores are brought to you by WBNO, WQCT. No one covers Williams County sports like 100.9 B-Rock. Follow the Bryan Golden Bears all season long on Q96.5. Listen on air or online at WBNO, WQCT.com. Speaking of 100.9 B-Rock, Andy Briggle's been out broadcasting with us tonight. One of the all-time greats in Northwest Ohio, not only in his ability to do it, but in how much time and the service that he's done for young people. I've been in Northwest Ohio for 30 years, and that's a voice I've heard do ball games the entire time. He does a fantastic job with it all the time. Happy to share a press box with him. And hopefully he's learning something from us.
Yeah, I'm sure he's taking notes. We talked a little earlier. We have Andy. Years before we had Larry Christie and Neil Spangler, Archbold, Dave Kleck at Napoleon. You take our four-county area, I dare anyone to find a much better sports radio than our local communities have.
All right, well, we're about to get action started here in the second half. Lady Bears will have the ball at first. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the second half from Bryan.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Ready to start second half action here from Bryan High School. Looks like Edgerton will go with their starters from tonight's game. Heward, Burke, Saul, Farnham, and Swank. Lady Bears on the floor. Langham, Arnold, Miller, Fisher, and Thiel. So both teams going with their starters. 3 players on the floor with 2 fouls each. 32-30 lead for Edgerton. The Bears will look to try to get that taken care of here to start the half. On the Main Stop scoreboard, Main Stop, open when you need them. You're always near a Main Stop with Thirsty Thursday every Thursday as Arnold brings it across the timeline to work against Farnham. Left side to Langham. Set for Fisher. Fisher gets the ball back to Arnold, who attacks. Runner in the lane is short. Gets a rebound, takes it away. Langham's 3 is good. Amaya Langham, another 3. Big shot for her that gives the Bears the quick lead right out of the half. Bears back by 1.
Nice hustle play by Josie Arnold going to get her missed shot.
There's a trap at half court. Boy, Arnold thought she had the steal, but they're going to call that a jump ball, so Edgerton will keep the ball. So just like I mentioned, maybe we come out of that, but we stay right with it.
You mentioned at halftime, though, our ability to trap people at half court and give them trouble right away. We saw we had that, so see if the Bears continue to go with that trend and try to continue to trap.
Farnham with the ball up high at the volleyball line, works against Emmy Miller. Got a step on her. Kick out was fumbled there by Saul. Back to Farnham now. Edgerton will reset the offense. Swank hands off to Burke. And then back up top to Farnham. Farnham's going to eyeball the set. Kicks to Swank in the corner. Swank stays hot. I don't think she's missed. I think she's 4 for 4 from 3, and that has been the difference so far in the game tonight as Edgerton goes back up on top by 2.
Yeah, great job by Edgerton. They ran that offense and ISO'd Swank and Farnham on the same side of the floor and took the other 3 and put them off, so it forced us into helping off of Olivia, and she made a nice pass to Swank for the 3.
Yeah, I think the one thing you're seeing out of Edgerton is they've seen a lot of defensive looks, and Farnham, 4-year varsity basketball players, seen a lot of looks, knows how to make adjustments off of all of it as Amaya Langham attacks the basket and draws the first foul on Kaylin Burke, first for Edgerton. Langham at the Welling Construction free throw line. First one rolls off the rim and out, no good for Amaya Langham. Comes in shooting 90% from the line. Second free throw is good. Cuts the lead to 1 for the Bulldogs. Heward working against Langham. Dribbles into Miller. Now Langham on Farnham. Heward works around Kelsey Thiel. Not Kelly. That'd be weird. Arnold with a skip pass to Langham. And Bears are in their half-court offense. Arnold working against Farnham. Swings to Thiel, to Fisher, and the Bears are content to run a little bit of offense right here. Fisher looks to attack, kicks to Emmy Miller. Thiel and Miller work a little bit of a two-man game, and now Langham's got it up top. Arnold at the top will attack left, loses a handle on the runner. Ball ends up in Farnham's hands, and Edgerton looks to run. Farnham with the push, and then Arnold comes and strips it away from her. We're going to get a held ball called again. That'll go back to the Bears. So Arnold lost the handle. Couldn't tell if it was a shot or just lost the handle turnover, but hustles down the other end, picks Farnham's pocket, gets the steal. Possession arrow will be Edgerton's next, but Bears get the ball back, down 1, 5:39 left on the main stop scoreboard in the third quarter. Miller's open look. A little strong, thought maybe she might bank that one in. Fisher chases it down. Her three is good. Avery Ann Fisher finds the range from three, gives the Bears a 1-point lead. And I thought the Bears were just down 1. Farnham gets a clean look from three. Bears dodge a bullet there. Scramble for the loose ball. Fisher picks it up. Trades a little paint going down the floor, then gets her shot blocked away by Farnham. Josie Arnold screens that away. Boy, looked like Fisher got bumped just a couple of times there on turn 3, coming down the floor by Jade Saul. Miller checks out for the Bears, and Vollmer checks in. Bears with the ball and a 1-point lead. 5 minutes left in the third. Fisher thought about a three. The Bears look to run some offense. Fisher with the ISO, dribbles the ball off of Saul's foot, gets it back, and Miley Vollmer's got it. Back to Fisher. Maya Langham up top, finds Arnold. Attacks with the left hand. Stops. Shot fake on the three, gets Farnham in the air. Jump shot. Wanted some contact, didn't get the call. Jump shot a little strong, rebound to Swank. Edgerton's going to look to run. Errant pass there by Heward, and it throws it to no one. Thiel gets stuck in the middle of the floor, but finds Avery and Fisher. So the Bears dodge a bullet again. Still have a 1-point lead. Offense has not looked real clean here in the third quarter.
Bears running that open post offense, and they usually get a lot of good looks off of that.
Arnold takes a little sidestep three, knocks it down from the left side. Bears have a 4-point lead. Edgerton runs again. Kelsey Thiel, nice job tracking down the ball down low. Swank hits another three and is fouled by Arnold on the shot. Chance for a 4-point play and a tie. Swank now with 5 threes, 15 points, and a chance to make it a 4-point play at the line.
Outstanding 3-point shooting from Ava Swank and Josie Arnold tonight. Might be as good a 3-point shooting in high school girls basketball I've seen in a long time.
Swank's free throw is good. She's been good from everywhere tonight. 16 for her, now the leading scorer for Edgerton. And we have a 39-39 ball game with 3:48 left on the main stop scoreboard in the third quarter.
Edgerton switching to, it looks like a 2-3 zone, taking Farnham and stepping her above the volleyball line to make that a little more difficult for that high post pass.
Fisher tries to skip pass through a little bit of traffic, got poked away by Heward out of bounds, so the Bears still have possession in front of the home crowd. Ball up top to Langham as the Bears try to dissect. Arnold's going to take a quick three, and she knocks down another three. She didn't hesitate much on that. I think she wanted the ball and wanted to shoot.
I'll say it again. She is terrific at being ready to shoot and being in a shooting position when the ball comes to her.
Swank now against Arnold again. Ball over to Heward. Heward defended by Langham, forces her left. Runner is no good, knocked away by Arnold. Push ahead to Vollmer. Vollmer with the layup. Doesn't get it to go, but does draw the third foul on Olivia Farnham. Good attack by Miley Vollmer.
Excellent attack by Miley Vollmer.
Miley Vollmer is going to go to the Welling Construction free throw line. Welling Construction, third-generation family-owned general contractor specializing, priding themselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work.
I'm not sure who found her, but it was an excellent find on that pass up the floor as well.
I believe Amaya Langham with a little bit of a push. She gathered that loose ball in the paint, push ahead. Nice attack by Miley Vollmer. She gets the first free throw to go. Her third point of the night. Bears extend their lead to 4, 43-39. Vollmer's second one goes. Bears now have a 5-point lead. Edgerton looks to quickly get it across the line again. Pass deflected by Vollmer. Swank's going to try again. Tell you what, they look good out of her hands. Finally got her to miss, and the Bears couldn't get the rebound. Hoover's three is short. Arnold and Swank. I can't tell if they're both resting on the floor or they're just both tired and happy for the rest, so they went down the floor and just said, let's stay here for a second.
Yeah, those two kids have played their hearts out tonight.
So the ball stays here with Edgerton. Farnham will take it out of bounds down low. Gets it up top to Burke. Burke working against Vollmer, kicks. Ball works around a Swank in the corner now in front of the Edgerton bench. She works off of a screen. Threw it right to Richmond. Richmond busy defending Farnham, not able to see the ball coming in time to gather. So Farnham's got it on the logo. Tacks left hand. Gets back to that right shoulder
nice
fadeaway. That is such a nice move. Rattles in and out for the seniors. So the Bears look to push again. Trying to expand on a 5-point lead. Arnold will take a deep three, little too deep. Heat check time.
You know, you don't know if you're hot unless you have a heat check.
You got to try it every now and then, I guess. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Edgerton ball. Bears with a 5-point lead. 44-39, getting to about 2 minutes left in the third. Farnham take the three, and she buries it. 44-42, the Bears lead now, cut to 2. Arnold pushes ahead to Vollmer. Thinks about the three, shot fake, attacks. Runner doesn't go. Nice tap there by Kelsey Theo, but Miley Vollmer hadn't gotten herself back in bounds yet. I like that out of Miley Vollmer. Good aggressive move on the baseline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like to see that go.
Yeah, really nice shot fake. Got the Edgerton defender up in the air a little bit, enough to gain the advantage. Really made a nice baseline drive. Just left it a tad short.
So Bears with a 2-point lead, but Edgerton with the ball. Minute 50 left here in the third. So we get a sub in for the Bears. Bree Richmond is on the floor. Fisher is back on for the Bears. Heward with a nice bounce pass. Miley Vollmer got run around on that right wing there, and then that put the Bears in a bad spot. Forced a foul down low. And Fisher, who just got back in the ball game, picks up her third. Right there, you're probably better off just letting her have that shot and boxing out. It's so hard. That's easy to say from here when you're not in the heat of the moment. Edgerton continues to tear the nets off from the free throw line as Burke knocks down her first free throw. 1-point lead for the Bears. Second free throw is good. So that 5-point lead the Bears had built is erased. We got a tie ball game, 44-44, as Burke has 5 now on the night. Gets and picked her dribble up, finds Richmond. Richmond picks up her pivot foot. Bears turn it over in a tie ball game. So Edgerton will have it.
Edgerton does a nice job of mixing their defenses. They have switched from man-to-man to a 2-3 zone. They have walked up the middle of the 2-3 zone a little higher. Just done a really nice job, I think, of not letting Bryan look at something consistently without changing.
We get a foul out at half court. Josie Arnold bumps Ava Swank, picks up her third. So now Farnham and Arnold both with 3. Fisher with 3. And you got a dangerous stretch right here for the Bears. 44-44, 1:28 left in the third. Fisher and Arnold both on the bench. Wonder a little bit where offense is going to come from, but the Bears got to get a stop defensively first. Farnham's also on the bench for Edgerton, so Swank is the one you need to be most concerned
Absolutely.
about. And the Bears are happy to let Edgerton run some offense here. Swank looks to attack, runs into Amaya Langham, ties her up, and that's going to be a turnover as the Bears have the arrow.
Really nice job of help defense there by Amaya Langham. Put herself in perfect position, was up the line on that, was able to take a one-step help and cause a turnover.
Arnold will check back in on the offense-defense substitution. Bree Richmond gets a break. We got Bryn Garrigan. She checks in for Aiden King, who had come in. We got a couple of freshmen there giving some good minutes to Coach Boucher. The Bears will bring it up. I think the Bears would be happy to let this clock run in the half court.
Absolutely.
Ballmer finds Arnold on the curl, who attacks, gets the runner off glass, gives the Bears a 2-point lead. Coach Grosjean's going to take a quick timeout here. Just take a 30. We'll stay here. Hopefully, I think we see Richmond coming in, probably getting Arnold out. That's a pretty good call there by Coach Grosjean.
Yeah, I was just going to say that timeout was for one reason and one reason only. That's to get that offensive defensive flip. He can't afford to have Fisher or Arnold go into the fourth quarter with 4 fouls.
No.
Going in with 3 is way different. Going in with 4, that just paints yourself in a little bit different light.
Yeah, you got to have a little bit of a cushion there. So Arnold's runner makes it 46-44. Farnham, I believe, is going to remain. Did
she check back in?
She may have checked back in. Same thing, offensive sub here. Fisher and Arnold on the bench for Bryan with 3. 2-point lead, 55 seconds left in the third. Farnham did check back in. 3 team fouls for the Bears. They got 1 to give this quarter.
If you're the Bears, I think I would maybe take a chance of trying to double Farnham, or at least be aware of forcing the drive, maybe pick up a charge, maybe see if you can get her 4th. Again, one of those opportunities as a coach, you kind of now have to counterplay what Edgerton is trying to do.
Well, I think you're safe probably to help out of a lot of places. Boy, it looked like Hoover got away with a double dribble at half court there. Miley Vollmer comes through, knocks that pass away, and drops a big elbow on Bree Richmond. It is Monday night.
It is Monday night.
Yes, Chet. We probably get him to rate that elbow as she went through there.
Did Miley come off the top turnbuckle or no?
She was pretty high.
That's what I thought.
Swing around, look for Farnham for the 3. Hoover attacks, runner down the paint. Well, she got a good look, just too strong, and then they're going to call that off of Edgerton. So 40 seconds left. Offense, defense again. I'd like to see the Bears eat some clock here in this possession. Farnham, offense, defense also. She comes off. Arnold goes on. Langham will bring the ball up the floor.
Yep. Yeah, I think if you're going to put Josie Arnold back in the game, you're playing for 1 because you don't want to get in a situation where she's got to flip back to defense.
Right. Langham has gotten a count. A little bit of an issue getting rid of it. Well, if you wanted one, nobody told Bree Richmond. Good attack right there. Got fouled. And chance to get Arnold back off the floor again as Bree Richmond will go to the line. Chance to get her first points of the night.
Bree Richmond saw a gap, put the ball on the floor, attacked the basket, drew the foul. That's going to let Coach Grosjean get Josie Arnold back out, do your offensive and defensive flip, and I'm assuming Edgerton will do the same with Olivia.
And Bree Richmond's been a JV player all year. She saw some varsity time in the summertime and in scrimmages. Plays really hard for the JV, and with Hannah being out tonight, taking advantage of her opportunity to get on the floor. She's had some good minutes here. Probably impressing the coaching staff with her defense. She's got a great first step. You saw it right there. Misses her first free throw. Second free throw, no good. Rebound to Swank. Swank cut off by Thiel. Farnham has it at the top. Chased by Richmond. Farnham works. And I don't know if that's any better. I think you're almost better off staying straight up and making her beat you with the jump shot than with the free throws, because the free throws are pretty dangerous.
Yeah, that's one we just – you make her shoot over top of you. If she makes it, you tip your hat to her and go down on the other end of the floor. But you put her at the free throw line now. She has 2 shots. Like we said, you can't defend him at the free throw line.
She works really hard to get into the paint and then get back to a fall away. Whether it seems like she really likes the fade away to the right shoulder. She's gone both directions, but the right is her bread and butter. First free throw is good for Farnham. 17 now for her. 17 for her. Swank with 16, 18 and 16, so 34 of the 46 for the 2 seniors from Edgerton. Arnold checks back in as the offensive sub. Langham brings it across. 8 seconds. Finds Arnold top of the key. She's going to tries to hit the runner and does. Gets a runner off glass. That'll be the horn. 25 for Arnold. 2-point lead for the Bears at the end of 3. 48-46. We'll be right back on the Golden Bears Sports Network with the fourth quarter.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Fallen on hard times? At the Williams County Veteran Service Office, we're here when life gets tough. We provide emergency financial assistance for housing, food, and utilities, plus transportation to VA medical appointments. Whether you need help today or just someone who understands, we're ready to serve. Please reach out to see what we can do for you, because the only veteran we can't assist.
Fourth quarter action underway as Edgerton has the opening possession. Swank with the diagonal. Errant pass from Edgerton goes into the backcourt. Turnover from Edgerton. Saul fired it into the backcourt. Bears will take possession on their end with a 2-point lead entering the fourth quarter. Arnold inbounds to Langham.
I think Coach Groshny would like a quick start here, maybe get this thing to 6 or 8 points, give himself a little bit of a comfort level in the lead.
Tough call there. Kaylin Burke working hard against Kelsey Thiel, trying to defend that pass. I think that's one where she just went with the incorrect arm. If she comes with that right arm and doesn't go through her, she probably gets that deflection instead of the foul, but that's going to be her third and the team's first of the quarter. Skips to Fisher. This is who has got to get going for the Bears right now. Avery and Fisher. Like to see her get a couple buckets to start the quarter. Kelsey Thiel loses a handle, just not able to. Probably just took her eyes off thinking about what she was going to do next. So team straight turnovers here to start the quarter. Heward now works against Langham. There comes the trap.
Good trap.
She stepped across. That's going to be a backcourt violation. So turnover again. And the Bears will have the ball back with their 2-point lead. Miley Vollmer checks in for Bree Richmond. Again, giving great minutes. Vollmer, Fisher, Langham, Arnold, and Thiel on the floor for the Bears. Swank, Farnham, Heward, Burke, and Saul, starters on the floor for Edgerton. Thiel works up top. Little two-man game with Arnold, not able to get the ball back. Fisher, penetration. Left-hand scoop shot, no good, but she's fouled. Will go to the free throw line.
Avery Ann Fisher has a knack that when she drives and gets in traffic, that she can twist and contort her body and get the ball through and get it up to the rim and draw contact. She's really good at that.
First free throw is good for Avery Ann Fisher. Gets her to double digits, 10 points on the night, 3-point lead for the Bears. Burke is going to check out after her fourth foul, and that gets King back into the ball game for the Bulldogs. Fisher gets her second free throw. And it is no good off the front iron. Farnham with the rebound. Bears 3-point lead as Edgerton brings the ball up the floor. And Fisher back on Farnham. Farnham gives up to Swank, who attacks right side. Heward with a shot fake, got Langham off the ground. Fisher on Farnham. Farnham does a good job of getting her shoulder down to try to penetrate. Ball fumbled around by 2 players there. Went off Jade Saul and then off Josie Arnold. Ball will stay down here with Edgerton. 6:30 left in the fourth quarter.
Got to believe Edgerton will run some type of screen for Olivia Farnham coming off the out of bounds. Got a pinch screen at the top.
Pinch play, good help from Langham, and then the Bears just lost Farnham in the paint. Help was a little slow getting there. Farnham knocks down the 8-footer. 49-48. Bears 1-point lead. Vollmer's 3. Rattles around, doesn't go. Ball gets tipped. Farnham with the rebound. And she'll bring it up again, working against Fisher. Jump shot off glass. Fundamentals right there.
Tell you what, that's a tough move for a high school kid.
Tough move, and gives Edgerton of the 1-point lead, 50-49. Farnham now with 22. The Edgerton contingency wanted a little bit of a shuffle there from Langham. I'm not so sure they're not right.
I wouldn't have an argument if it was called.
Fisher finds Arnold. She attacks with the left. Shot gets blocked by Farnham. Bears attacking her in the paint. Farnham tries to get it to Heward, and the ball goes out of bounds off Edgerton. Nice job by the Bears there, being aggressive and not fouling. We're going to get a 30-second timeout from Coach Bowser and the Bulldogs. We'll stay here. Coach Meister, 1-point lead, 5.5 left in the game. Bears ball down 1.
I think he's coming out of the timeout. He's got to run a set here. Your hot shooter is Josie Arnold. Maybe try to get her on some type of a down screen. I don't know. He also, in this situation, loves to run that little clear-out ISO to Avery Ann Fisher. I think you have to kind of look at who your matchups are, who's guarding who, and where your advantage is right now. Certainly, you know, Langham has the ability to score too. But I think in this situation, you really want to get that lead back. So what's your go-to play? Who's the player you want to take advantage of with the mismatch on this end of the floor? If you're Edgerton, man, I still think you're trying to get the ball as much as you can to Farnham, just to let her create. You saw her make a couple of tough plays, a couple of good passes. And if you're the Bears, you're trying to keep her out of the middle of that paint, keep her outside as much as you can.
Give it to Farnham, get out of her way, and then if you're Ava Swing, go find an open spot somewhere. So if they help too far, you're open for another look at 3. I think the matchup for the Bears here is to find who doesn't have Olivia Farnham and attack the basket. Richmond finds Arnold with Farnham guarding her.
I think right now Avery Ann Fisher's your mismatch. If they can get her the ball in a situation where she can get it to the basket.
That time I'm not sure she did travel, but they get Langham, so didn't get her the first time, got her the second time. Just got stopped awkward in the paint. So Edgerton will take the ball back, 5:15 in the ball game. Avery Ann Fisher tries to sneak up on Saul from behind, not able to get there. Farnham attacks, jump shot no good off the back of the rim. Board by Miley Vollmer, and the Bears will bring it up the floor.
Yeah, he definitely wants to get the ball to Fish in this situation.
He's trying to get things
set
set up
through
here for the back door.
Yep, they got her.
Arnold up top from Langham. She's going to try the deep 3. That's going to be shoved a little bit. Doesn't get there, but nice job by Avery Ann Fisher. Chases it down backside. She attacks, finds Richmond, the swing to Langham. Sidestep 3. Bank off glass. That's when you're living right there, Maya Langham. 2-point lead for the Bears after the made 3 by Amaya Langham. Now the Bears need to get back and play some defense. Heward works baseline to Burke. Burke finds Farnham up top. Sorry, Saul. Farnham works against Richmond. Backs her down. King with a jump shot. Miley Vollmer fell asleep on the backside. Didn't check out on the backside. Edgerton able to chase it down, and Saul with an easy bucket. If you get Edgerton to miss, you cannot give up offensive rebounds. They've been too good offensively.
And that just comes down to fundamental execution. Go find your girl, box her out, secure the rebound.
And the Bears turn it over. Fisher tries to find Arnold on a curl, just too tall for her. So Edgerton now with the ball. Tie ball game, 3.5 left. Farnham working against Richmond. Richmond's got a count out top. Works off of a screen from Swank. Swank works in the paint, steps through. Can't get it to go. Yeah, it's got to be a travel. And Coach Groshine is imploring his troops to box out and rebound, and that is absolutely true. Bears not getting a lot of bodies on people right now. We got a sub. Thiel will check in for Vollmer. Tie ball game, Bears with another opportunity here. Fisher working right wing. Fires it to Langham. Langham with the runner off glass is good. Amaya Langham. Last 5 for the Bears, 54-52. Langham with 14 now. There's your other score that the Bears needed. And just about picks that off on the diagonal. Great hustle by Amaya Langham. There's the Bears rotation. Maybe not as quick as what they were a couple of years ago. Maybe not have the same athletes they had a couple of years ago, but these girls still understand that defense and can get themselves in the right places.
On that backside rotation, that's not quickness or speed. That's just anticipation and understanding where they're at in the press.
Burke, turnaround off glass, off the out-of-bounds play. We're tied back up at 54. Burke has 7 to go with her 4 fouls. Bears with the basketball. Richmond at the top of the key. She'll attack in the paint. Shot gets blocked by Farnham. I'm not sure that's what Coach Groshine wanted, but a good aggressive move by Bree Herman. Farnham skip pass, Swank all by herself. Got her to miss a 3. And he's going to call a jump ball. The ball will stay with the Bears. So the Bears will have the ball working the length of the court.
Yeah,
Langham will bring it across.
At this juncture of the game for both teams, you have to make sure that you're getting a quality possession and you are getting exactly what you want every time. You cannot afford any player to take a shot. You don't want to take a shot. You don't want to run an offense. You don't want to run. Just possessions are at value right now.
We're going to get a reach call to look like maybe on Ellie Heward. Nope. Ava Swank, just her first, but the team's third. Edgerton has 1 more to give. No team fouls on the Bears yet this quarter. Still tied, under 2. Backdoor look from Langham. Langham again. Off the bounce pass from Arnold. 16 for Langham, 2-point lead for the Bears. And the Bears back into their pressure. Farnham works it up. And the Bears turn them over. Edgerton throws it away. Kelsey Thiel comes up with the ball. Bears with the ball, with the lead, 1:35 left on the main stop scoreboard.
Yeah, and I fully expect some type of a trap or some type of a pressure, something from Edgerton. I don't think they're going to let Bryan play with this ball a whole lot out front before they come out and try to at least turn them over or at least draw the 4th foul. And there's the turnover. Oh.
I'm going to call it deflected off of Heward.
Almost got it.
Yeah, I think right now you need on the floor who you will trust with the ball. You got a senior for a sophomore here. Miley Vollmer will check in for Bree Richmond. The other thing, Coach Groshine will stay here during this timeout. Coach Groshine has always been a guy that will try to wind some clock, and save timeouts for offensive situations like this. He's been fortunate in the last, in this run that he's had to have kids that he could trust, and they make the decisions. You're a little bit of a younger team out there. You got 2 seniors on the floor, one that's played a lot of basketball. And for everybody else, it may take a little bit of help. We've got 3 timeouts left, and he's going to burn them all if he thinks he can hold on to the basketball and force Edgerton to foul.
Right, and I don't know what the lineup on the floor, if he feels comfortable holding it for a minute 18. A lot of times in this situation, too, it's not a bad idea to see you come out and get a quick hitter because Edgerton is going to step out anticipating you're going to hold the ball. Can you get something off a backside screen, a backdoor cut? Sometimes getting a quick basket is just as good as holding the ball. So see how Bryan decides to attack this.
Arnold inbounds to Langham. Swings it up top to Fisher. Fisher ISO'd. Looks for Arnold left side. Works. Nothing there. Now she's going to try right hand. Run in the lane, no good, off glass. Miley Vollmer with a great crash, and then we're going to have a tie-up, but they're going to call a foul. So it's going to be a foul on Arnold. That'll be her 4th. First foul of the quarter for the Bears. So Arnold will have to be careful now. Her and Burke for Edgerton both with 4. 1 minute left, Bears with a 2-point lead.
I think at this point they can maybe take a little offensive, defensive with 3 timeouts left, too.
Heward pushes up, and then she turns it over. Amaya Langham needs to go right at the defender. Does. 4-point lead for the Bears. Amaya Langham with a burst in the 4th. Farnham gets the ball taken away by Arnold, and Coach Groshine calls timeout. Bears turn over Edgerton again. Coach Groshine gets the timeout. We're going to take a full timeout with them. We'll be back with the last 40 seconds.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
From the first whistle to the final buzzer, life is filled with moments that shape us. Moments of victory, of challenge, of community. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're honored to stand by families through every season of life. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused.
All right, back at Bryan. Golden Bear basketball up 4, 41.8 on the clock. Edgerton can give one foul, and then the Bears will be on the line after that. So it's going to be extremely important for the Bears to not only take care of the basketball, but then when they do, and be strong with it if they get fouled. And there's what you talked about, Coach Meister, the run out to Vollmer. She gets hammered underneath. She's going to shoot 2 free throws. Only 1 second ran off the clock. We'll see if Miley Vollmer can get herself up and get to the free throw line.
She just came down her ankle a little bit goofy. She's going to shake it off. She's a pretty tough kid.
She's probably enjoyed the contact. She hasn't gotten hit like that in a while.
You know,
tremendous third baseman, loves to play up close. She doesn't mind a little bit of contact. That was just a blindside shot by King.
Last 2 possessions for Bryan, we said were they going to hold the ball. He didn't. They attacked the basket, got to the free throw line. Then you said got the quick hitter out of here. So again, a nice ploy by Coach Grosjean on those calls.
Vollmer's first free throw is good. Gets it to a 2-possession game. Stretch it out to 6 here possibly with this make. 59-54, 40.3. Second free throw from the Welling Construction free throw line is good. Miley Vollmer knocks them both down. After the potential targeting penalty, Miley Vollmer gets up, knocks down both free throws. And now the Bears are going to stay with their pressure. Swank got away deep, but they got the ball into Farnham. Farnham pushes all the way to the left side. You're going to get a foul by Bree Richmond, and that doesn't hurt a thing. That's on the floor. Bree is perfectly fine. That's just 2 on the Bears. If you're going to foul, make sure it's not in the act of shooting.
Absolutely.
And defend this inbounds play. Swing around to Farnham. Chased by Richard. Loses the handle. Ball's on the floor, tied up. The arrow goes to Edgerton.
It's okay.
Great job by Bree Richmond forcing the action on the senior there. 60-54, 23.5 left. Bears making Edgerton work extremely hard here offensively to get anything clean. Thiel chases Swank. Ball up top to Farnham. Help comes from Fisher. Tries to drop her shoulder. Fade away. No good. Heward by herself on the backside. 12 seconds left. Backside rebound hurts the Bears again. 60-56. 4-point lead, so it's still 2 possessions. 12.8. Got to be strong with the ball. You're going to get fouled as soon as you touch it.
Yeah, I got to believe Edgerton may even talk about fouling before the inbounds play. You know, not making it obvious to get it intentional, but certainly close enough where you tell them, try to hinder their progress. If they don't call it, fine. If they do, no time comes off the clock. If you're Bryan, certainly your 2 best free throw shooters on the year have been Avery and Fisher at almost 88%, and Amaya Langham at 91%. Certainly I wouldn't mind seeing Josie Arnold get the ball. She's a kid who's been through everything for 4 years. I got to believe one of those 3 kids need to get the basketball in their hands. And this is a coach where you talk to your kids, and you don't care if you hurt feelings. You have to tell them, here's who we want to touch the ball. Here's who we do not want to touch the ball. And I've always said, if that bothered kids, that's not my problem. At this point of the juncture of the game, get it into the kids you want to shoot free throws.
And the Bears have subbed Miley Vollmer back onto the floor. She just knocked down 2 from the free throw line, so you like her stepping the line, being nice and calm in this situation. Arnold will inbound. Farnham on the ball is a good decision, I think, by Coach Bowser and his staff. She makes it really tough to inbound. We'll see if the Bears release anybody deep. Arnold can throw it a little bit. Fires it deep. Ballmer gets behind, gets it away to Langham, dribbles through trouble. Boy, just about got through there. We got the reach from Farnham, I think.
Who came from guarding the inbounder all the way down to foul.
Hustle down. That'll be her fourth. Not that matters much right now. 7.6. It's a two-possession game here. Two of these stretch it out to 6. Doesn't change anything. Langham's free throw is good. And I tell you what, I'd like to see what Amaya Langham has in the fourth quarter, because I think she may have all of our points since about 50. She may have our last 10 or 11.
She has a bunch in the fourth right now.
Langham's next free throw is good. Now the Bears just got to make it slow up the floor. Nobody gets behind. Nothing easy.
I believe that
Don't
was
foul any shooters. Farnham dribbles on the sideline, and that's going to be turnover Edgerton. Bryan basketball, and that's pretty much going to seal the deal. 3.5 on the clock, 6-point lead for the Bears. And they're going to avenge that loss last year to Edgerton in one of the most poorly officiated games I ever saw in my life. Bryan Lady Bears, 62-56 winners tonight. Fantastic offensive ball game from some girls tonight. Olivia Farnham, 22 in the loss. Ava Swank, 16 in the loss. On the Bryan side of things, Josie Arnold, 25. Amaya Langham, 20. And Avery Ann Fisher, 11. Some fantastic individual performances within the team concept on both sides tonight. Kids played extremely hard offensively and defensively. Nothing to hang your heads about on either side there. Lady Bears go to 4-2. Edgerton now at 3-3 on the year. They're going to win a lot of ball games as the year goes on. They've got a couple of kids there that do a really good job understanding how to play the game of basketball, and they play hard. We're going to take a break here. We're going to be back in about a minute or so. We'll talk about some more stats and see if we can get Coach Grosjean to come up in the box, talk to us a little bit about that big win tonight. Lady Bears by 6 over Edgerton here in Bryan.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Here in Williams County, we believe that no veteran should feel forgotten. Our Veteran Service Office is here to serve, helping with VA claims, pensions, healthcare enrollment, and so much more. We're veterans serving veterans with dignity, honor, and respect. Reach out to us today to see how we can help, because the only veteran we can assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back at Bryan High School, where the Bryan Lady Bears are victorious tonight, 62-56 over the visiting Edgerton Bulldogs. Tonight's game was brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, and Veteran Services of Williams County. The Golden Bear Sports Network next game will be this Thursday as our boys basketball team hosts Stryker. Pre-game starts around 7 p.m. that night. Coach Meister, how do we feel about those stats over there?
If you give me 30 seconds, I will feel outstanding about them. While my statistician is finishing up, as you said, I think great win for Bryan. Nothing for Edgerton to hang their heads about. Boy, they played a terrific game, took advantage of what they had to take advantage of, found the right kids to get the ball in the right hands. Bryan just made that little run at the end of the fourth quarter, which was really the difference in the ball game.
And I was impressed on both benches by how the coaches worked the ball game tonight. I thought both of them got their teams into the spots that were the best spots for them to run good offense. I thought they made, like you said, Edgerton kept switching up defenses, and giving the Bears different looks all the time. I thought that Lady Bears did a good job defensively a couple of times and dropping back into their half court. But when they needed it, their old bread and butter of the run and jump and trapping is what really made a difference there, probably down that fourth quarter stretch as Maya Langham just exploded as she came to life offensively, and the Bears continued to turn Edgerton over.
Yeah, Maya Langham had 11 points in the fourth quarter alone, so a terrific job by her. Let's look at team stats first. Overall for the game, Edgerton was 11 for 27 from the 2, 6 for 13 from the 3, and tremendous 16 for 19 from the free throw line. 10 offensive rebounds, 17 defensive rebounds. They did turn it over 18 times, and I think they had 3 crucial in a row at the end of the game. For the Bryan Lady Bears, they were 11 for 27 from the 2, 9 for 22 from the 3, 13 for 20 from the free throw line. They had 11 offensive rebounds, 13 defensive rebounds, and they only turned it over 8 times. They have done a really nice job this year, I believe, of taking care of the basketball, maximizing possessions. Let's look at some individual stats. For the Edgerton Lady Dogs, Aiden King with 2, Caitlin Burke with 7, Elle Howard with 7, Ava Swank with 16, an outstanding shooting performance from her, and Olivia Farnham led the way for the Lady Dogs with 22, and again, just a tremendous player Olivia Farnham is. For the Bryan Lady Bears, Miley Vollmer with 6, Avery Ann Fisher with 11, Amaya Langham with 20, and leading the way for the Bryan Lady Bears, Josie Arnold with 25.
Great balance. You hear some big numbers in there, but good balance for both teams. You and I kind of talked about a little bit before we got into the broadcast tonight with Piper Hannah, who really shot the ball well the other night, scored some points, and has been defending really well. With Piper Hannah out, where was some more points going to come from for the Bears? And you got 3 girls at 14, 20, and 25 that, really showed up in big moments and kind of at different times. Avery and Fisher kind of filled in the gap. She was the leading scorer, and I think, did you see she had 14 or 11, whatever she had, came in averaging about 14 points a ball game. So right around her average regardless. And then Arnold and Langham just exploded tonight with good nights at home, being able, I think, at home, shooting in your own gym, see a couple of those go in early. And I think Amaya had 3 threes, was shot it with a lot of confidence. The big one off glass that gave us the lead. I don't think we ever gave that lead back. We got tied again, but never gave the lead back after she banked that one in from in front of her own bench.
Everybody says the bank closes at 5:30. Amaya did not believe that. She said, let's keep it open at least until about 8 o'clock.
No, but she was huge in the fourth quarter for the Bears. Feel good for her because, she's had some nights where she just hasn't got her shot to drop, and you hope that on a night like this you're able to catapult some good things offensively. Probably the only bad news is for the Lady Bears, this is their game this week. They don't play another ball game this week, so, maybe this will be a good thing for them as they go forward. They can just feel good in practice and now take a little bit of the weight off of that shooting percentage, because that was something that we looked at wasn't great. Whether it was individuals or team, we really weren't shooting the ball that well, and tonight we kind of took care of that.
Well, I thought Bryan shot the ball pretty well. I thought both teams actually shot the ball very well. The three-point shooting was outstanding, from both sides. Look at the team stats. Overall from the 3, Bryan was 9 for 22, which is really, really good in high school basketball. Edgerton was 6 for 13, which is really, really good for high school basketball.
Yeah, about 50%.
Yeah, so I think you get the week off, for Coach Grosjean. You kind of heal up. Hopefully Piper Hannah feels better and she get herself back under her. You let the bumps and bruises heal a little bit. Maybe, like you said, work on some things. Maybe you're going to start to add to your repertoire of maybe some of the things you want to put in and instill. So Coach Grosjean's here. I know I have a couple questions for him, but I'm going to give the headset to you and let you ask Coach Grosjean some questions.
Gotcha. Oh, I got lots of questions. I got like one girls basketball question, and then we're going to talk a little bit of Green Bay Packers.
There we go. We might be here all night. They might have to kick us out.
All right, so let's talk about really a fantastic ball game from start to finish. You start out shorthanded defensively from where you wanted to be in your game plan there. So let's start at the beginning of what kind of adjustments did you make and who stepped up for you to cover for Piper Hannah being out tonight?
Well, you're exactly right. We 2 days of practice with Piper Hannah, face guard, and Farnham in practice. And, I get a text this morning that she's under the weather. And, it's going around already. And we told our kids, you got to take care of yourselves. And, So, yeah, we had some kids step up in a big way. Emmy Miller drew the start and the assignment. She did a great job. Bree Richmond hardly played any varsity up to this point. She doesn't practice, but we haven't had a chance to sneak her in games. But she guards really well, and she did a great job on her when Emmy needed a break. And I thought Jesse Kidson stepped in and gave us some quality minutes as well.
That's what you got to have on it. On any night, you got to have kids that can come off your bench and give you good minutes, but you needed them tonight, especially on a night where not only were you getting a big night out of their big gun, the Swank girl is, I'm not going to say unconscious because she's probably a very good shooter all the time, but it looked pretty big early on. I think she knocked down her first 5 threes. So they were able to put us in some tough spots where anytime you helped off her, if Farnham got the ball to her side, you helped off Swank, Swank made you pay.
Well, the idea was we weren't going to help off her, we were going to help off somebody else, but it seemed like every time we helped, it was off of her, and that hurt us. And we had to make an adjustment at halftime and tell the kids you can't leave 22, especially when they're going left. We helped a couple times when somebody was going left other than Farnham, and you don't need to do that. We want to force them to shoot a left-hand layup or a jump stop power up with their left hand. So, I'm just proud of the kids, the way they, there were some calls that went against us, and they played through it, and we executed a couple sets that were really important at crucial times. And for Bree Richmond to not be at our end a lot and going against us, she did fine and gave us great minutes.
Yeah, and I think we talked, the defensive effort was fantastic, but offensively, you got a couple of big nights tonight. Josie Arnold finally found the bottom of the basket. You could tell she was feeling a lot more comfortable shooting the ball tonight. Has not shot it very good this season. And Amaya Langham, 11 in the fourth quarter, ended up with 20 on the night, and she shot it really good from outside.
And what I was proud of is she put her head down and got in the lane when, sometimes we settle for threes. We think it's like a force field and we can't go in there. And I thought Amaya broke defense down, ripped it through, and got inside and finished on some big possessions.
Yeah, and Coach Meister, what did you have us for at the free throw line? I know Edgerton was like 16 of 19, but I thought, especially towards the end, I thought the Lady Bears shot the ball from the free throw line in the big moments well.
Yeah, and that was a huge side out. We ran to Miley Vollmer, and Josie hit her in stride, and Miley got the free throw line and made both of them.
I got one quick question for you. We had talked about prior to the game, we weren't sure how you were going to defend Farnham, if you were trying to face guard her. We talked about the 3 basic ways you take away a really good player. You can face guard them, you can try to really help off of them and double make and give it up, or you can say, you know what, go ahead and get your 24, 25, no one else can beat you. You kind of made a switch from first half to second half of how you decided to go about that. Kind of explain your thought process and the change that you made.
Well, at halftime, we weren't getting a whole lot out of our press because we couldn't rotate, and because somebody's just locked in on her, and so we talked about going back to our just normal press, and we're not going to face guard her. If she gets her hands on it, we're going to we run at her too to get it out of her hands, and that was a little more effective, I think, the second half. We're over there, and I'm looking at Mook and Colin, and we're talking about maybe throwing 1-3-1 zone at them, but they got 2 shooters that you got to account for, and that just never happened. But they played well, and obviously for us to be down Piper, who does so many things for us and has really shot the ball well to this point, I'm proud of the way the kids stepped up, and we had some kids fill in.
Well, I said it earlier, and I wasn't sure. Once I said it, I don't know that I felt real confident. Is that our ball game this week? Is that our only ball game this week? Or
Yeah,
do we play?
we are off until I think next Monday or Tuesday when we go to Defiance.
Okay.
So.
Yep, that's right, because we'll be at the Defiance game. I can't remember. I just put that on the schedule today, Monday or Tuesday. So a little bit of chance to rest. Hopefully everybody stays healthy and you get Piper back healthy again. All right, so let's talk Packers-Bears. No, we did that yesterday as the game was being played. Coach Groshi and I talked to each other. We analyze via text. Probably nothing we could put on the Golden Bear Sports Network, but
thanks to Coach Johnson for not running that ball there on 4th down and 1.
Even I yelled at him about that call at the end, but I was happy. But I yelled at him.
Yep. So.
Well, congratulations, good win tonight. Good job for you and the girls.
Thanks,
impressive.
Arnie. Thanks, Tim.
All right, this has been Brian Arnold and Tim Meister. I want to thank our crew tonight. John Dalrymple has run another great show for us tonight. Running robotics was Trinity Sampson. Our replay tonight was Christopher Alspaul. Cameras Haley Strine, Josiah Cummins, and Griffin Davies. And Karen Meister helped out with stats. This is a student broadcast produced by the Golden Bear Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any duplication or other use of this broadcast, including descriptions or accounts of the game, without the express written consent of Bryan City School District is prohibited. One final time for all of us here at the Golden Bear Sports Network with Tim Meister. I'm Brian Arnold. Final score tonight from Bryan, 62-56. Lady Bears with a win. We'll see you on Thursday when the boys host Stryker here in Bryan. Good night, everybody.